known is inspired by the former late President Mandela, who inspired this movement and was the main leader of its formation. It is an activist movement against the escalating moral decay or antisocial behavior manifest in many areas of South African life. It is important to note that the MRM is primarily a movement and not an organization. It does not replace or duplicate any existing initiative and processes aimed at combating immoral regeneration in and of itself. The MRM in Johannesburg was very active during the term of former and late Speaker of Council, Umamukhoni Baphela, and she worked very hard and closely with the moral regeneration movement to keep it alive and impactful. When I came into office, it was very important for me to resuscitate the moral regeneration movement in Johannesburg, given the social ills that we experience in our city. Last year, we called for applications of citizens to join the temporary structure of the MRM. The interim structure has been appointed by myself as the Speaker of Council and will be in office until October 2021. The members themselves will later share some of the objectives that they need to achieve during this term of office. They are here with us on the platform. But we have the committee members present, and the committee members are led by Umamuza Ndundamase, who is the chairperson of the committee. Let me also take this opportunity to acknowledge Ms. Khalalelo Meti, who is the South African ambassador of moral regeneration, and she has joined. You are recognized, Ms. Khalalelo. I would also like to acknowledge our junior speaker of the Johannesburg Student Council, Ms. Shumika Zekhatebe, as well as the junior mayor of the Student Council, Ms. Katlego Matsaba. I love that we are joined by young people of the city of Johannesburg because they are ultimately the ones who will be leading these programs long after we are gone. They are our leaders of tomorrow. We are also joined by Mr. Neo Chaka from the Moral Regeneration Movement at national level. I hope he was able to join, as well as all members of the interim structure in Johannesburg. Welcome to all of you this evening. We appreciate your presence. Before I hand over to Mushe, to Josie FM, and before the committee members introduce themselves, Doc, let me ask the chairperson of the MRM, Mrs. Zandinda Mase, Uba Asifulele, just to give us a background on the concept of the moral regeneration movement and the relevance of this movement in our current society. Over to you, Mrs. Ndamase.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good evening, Madam Speaker, and all who have joined in this discussion tonight. Thank you for the opportunity you have given us as the Moral Regeneration Movement Interim Committee to be part of rebuilding our society. I am Zandi Ndamase, the chairperson of the interim structure. Moral Regeneration Movement is the rededication to building a caring society in pursuit of social cohesion, nation building, creating lasting peace and prosperity in the country through the revival of the spirit of Ubuntu, which underlies our democracy. It is the actualization of the values and ideals enshrined in the South African Constitution, heritage and South African cultural ways of life. Post 1994, South Africans received freedom and their democratically elected new government. The legacy of apartheid manifested itself in different ways. The black-on-black violence persisted despite the of democracy. People, moral communities, and the whole of South Africa. Tata Nelson Mandela introduced a concept of moral regeneration movement, which he termed the reconstruction and development of the soul, and they shortened it as RDP of the soul. This was an effort to resuscitate morality citizens of South Africa. He then invited the religious leaders to come with solutions to fight the moral decay in the society. This led to the formation of the moral regeneration movement. It was also realized that the issue of moral regeneration is not the preserve of the religious people only, but every citizen and sectors who love this country should join hands in the fight against moral decay. Father Smangaliso Mkhatshwa championed the formation of MRM. Charter of Positive Values was established and adopted. The Charter of 7 Positive Values addresses all social ills facing our country and sets out clear commitments each individual needs to make in order to eradicate these ills. These values are to respect humanity, human dignity and equality, uphold honesty, integrity, and loyalty, enhance sound family and community values, ensure harmony in culture, belief, and conscience, strive for justice, fairness, and peaceful coexistence, promote freedom, the rule of law, and democracy, protect environment. MRM structures are established in various provinces and metros in their respective areas. Some of these programs are anti-femicide campaigns launched in 2017 in Soweto, public lecture of the values that Madiba stood for, dialogues in various institutions of higher learning on their social ills, I Care, We Care campaign implemented in Gauteng, continuous engagement with various sectors of society. South Africa still is confronted with escalating immorality and decay in society as a whole. We are still faced with a high rate of gender-based violence and femicide. Teenage pregnancy, which is detrimental to our young girls as they drop out from school. Substance abuse and alcohol consumption at early ages. Corruption, which hinders service delivery. Some churches which do their own thing and are involved in sexual abuse and corruption. Poverty and unemployment, still very high. These, Madam Speaker, are a few social ills which indicate that MRM is very relevant in our society today. Thank you, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, before I give to my members to introduce themselves, I would like to acknowledge and thank my #1 fans, my children. I'm a mother of 8, 6 daughters and 2 sons who have joined us on this platform to support Ndiyabulela Konyauza. Also, I have my friends from church and other organizations. I would also like to say thank you to them. If you allow me then, Madam Speaker, I will hand over to the members to briefly introduce themselves. And we will start with our Deputy Chair. Over to you, Deputy Chair.
Thank you very much. Before the Deputy Chair, Mrs. Ndamase, thank you very much. Siyabulela nathi Konyauza uba besiboleke wena uba useve i-community yase Johannesburg. Let me check with Jozi FM how much time do they have, because normally they would be with us up until 7. So I don't want to deny them an opportunity to talk to their listeners and ask some questions. Let me check, Mushe, how much time do you have? Maybe,
Speaker,
yeah.
yes. Yeah, we'll close just before 7 o'clock. We just have less than 10 or so minutes right now that we can continue. But of course, I think the other members can also introduce themselves briefly, and we get to know who they are and where they come from.
Okay.
We can proceed. I can see the deputy chair, as Mom Zandile has, Ndamase has also alluded. Can we just have the deputy chair to introduce himself and what he does?
Thank you. My name is Pastor Ebo Mahachi. I am the deputy chair of Regeneration movement.
Mm-hmm. Chair, you can just also briefly, Deputy Chair, you can tell us what you do and then go to other members of the MRM.
Okay, I'm a pastor and I'm also part of the Johannesburg faith-based organization. And also I'm an academic as well with 2 degrees, one BCom finance, another BCom honors in business strategic management. So that's basically why I am in a nutshell. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor Abel, are you able, sorry to come in there, are you able to maybe share about your portfolio? So if you can maybe, if all the members can introduce themselves and tell us which portfolios they are in and share a bit about that. Thank you.
Okay. I'm also part of the portfolio of religion, which basically deals issues of religious activities within the structure. And also we'll be hosting an event next week, hopefully by God's grace, on the vaccine rollout. Basically, this particular program will look into the various views of religious formation in relation to the vaccine rollout. So one of our mandates as well is to gain support from various religious formations, the Christian faith, the Muslim faith, the Baha'i faith, the Jewish faith, all various movements within the religious fraternity to try and support this vaccine rollout within the city of Johannesburg as well. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. We can go to maybe Councillor Nonhlanhla Sifumba. I can see that she has joined the meeting. Maybe you can also introduce your portfolio and what you are doing at this committee.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for affording us the opportunity to serve. My name is Councillor Nonhlanhla Sifumba. I am a PR councillor in the city of Johannesburg, serving the residents of Johannesburg. I've been a PR councillor for the past 10 years, and within the moral regeneration movement, my portfolio deals mainly with ethical leadership, and universally ethical leadership is defined as leaders demonstrating and promoting appropriate conduct through their personal actions and interpersonal relations. So I won't go further on it, but in essence, through this portfolio, we are hoping to partner with several youth organizations and the city of Johannesburg as at large, and we're hoping to be in a position to be able to exchange information or pass through any knowledge in terms of the importance of ethical leadership, the integrity, meaning what does one do when no one is watching? Because we believe that integrity is the foundation that holds the society together. And when one has honesty and high moral values, it is what we need in leadership today and in the future. Thank you very much.
Can I give Dean Xolani Dlati an opportunity to also introduce himself? Okay,
Can we take the treasurer, Leila?
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you so much for this opportunity to serve. My name is Leila Gibbons. My portfolios are treasurer and also the head of education. Outside of that, I am a mother, a business owner, and I've got over 30 years of corporate experience. I chose the portfolio of education because I passionately believe that our children are our future. And as such, the future of a nation is held within the youth. I'm working with a team, and we've got a plan. We plan, packages that are geared for youth consumption. It includes physical school visits where we are able to engage with our youth, over the month of June. The team that I'm working with comprises of our current Miss Moral Regeneration Ambassador. Thank you. I'm so pleased that you were able to join us. I've got a motivational speaker and a couple of musicians because I've got to capture the youth. Our team will engage and tackle social ills that lead to the rise of juvenile delinquency affecting the lives of our youth, such as bullying, substance abuse, teenage pregnancy. We plan on working together with and through our youth for the reinstallation of values we hold dear, as this has become more and more necessary as we move forward in these uncertain times. I'm really looking forward to working on this project, and I'm very thankful that I've been given the opportunity to serve. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can we have the other member coming through? I don't know who's ready to introduce themselves.
Can we have you, Dean?
Thank you, Chairperson. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I am Father Xolani Dlwati, serving currently as the rector of St. Mary's Cathedral in Johannesburg, but also serving as the Anglican Dean of Johannesburg, based in Wandra Street. It is a great pleasure to serve in the journey of moral regeneration. My portfolio within the moral regeneration is riches and poverty. Firstly, we look at initiatives and interventions that can be played by the various stakeholders in order to ensure poverty is eradicated within society, that our people are provided with the various resources to be able to live their lives according to God's will and according to God's purposes, to live their lives abundantly. But the second aspect of that is about being a prophetic voice and challenging the structures, be it government, be it business, be it civil society, that continue to perpetuate the conditions of God's people living in poverty. And those are some of our initiatives in brief. We will be having some webinars in around July to actually continue to look at all those aspects that even 25 years after democracy, for many of our people, their lives are still characterized by poverty, and it can't be when all of us have been sent by God to transform their lives. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Musha, maybe before you wrap up, it is important for the listeners of Jozi FM to know that in this show this evening, we are also joined by an activist, the founder of the Moral Regeneration Movement. I am very excited to introduce him. Maybe towards the end of the show, we will also have a blessing, a word from him. And that is none other than Father Smangaliso Mkhatshwa. You are most welcome, Father. We are very excited to have you on the show. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think we can have one more member of the MRM to introduce themselves, and then Mina, I'll be saying goodbye on this other platform.
Can we have Zesuliwe?
Thank you, Chairperson. Good evening, Madam Speaker, colleagues, and the listeners. My portfolio is media, and currently we are looking at the overarching objectives in terms of how do we communicate them to the citizenry of Joburg. The main reason the media portfolio is very central to the committee is because it packages information and it pulls it together. But above all, it ensures that the citizenry gets information that is accurate and that is factual. As the speaker has indicated, in terms of the formation of this MRM, it found its roots within the church. I also serve in the structure called the Faith-Based Organization in Civil Society. in the region of Joburg. Thank you very much. I don't know, Chairperson and Madam Speaker, whether I should run through the plan before Josie leaves, the rollout plan.
I'm not sure how long is the rollout plan. You can just start, because I've got only literally 2 minutes that I need to leave the platform.
Okay, thank you very much. The colleagues have introduced themselves. I think it suffices to say that meeting with the citizens today, we've already met with legislature and through the speaker in April. And during this month, before the end of May, we'll be having the first rollout of our religious sector, where we'll have a roundtable discussion with the leaders on the vaccine rollout and encouraging religious leaders to participate. And then in June, we're going to have an education launch awareness in schools, where we'll focus on teenage pregnancies, substance abuse, waste management, and vaccinations. And in July, we'll be looking at riches and poverty, where we'll have 2 dialogues, as the Reverend has indicated, one with interfaith and civil society, and dialogue with government and business. And in September, we are going to have crime and corruption, where we'll be looking at what is the impact of crime and corruption on the provision of services. And in the month of September, again, we are going to be engaging on ethical leadership, which is really the crux of this whole rollout. This is where we'll be going out to the regions and the wards and partner with communities in terms of the structures that exist. How do we effectively begin to build ethical leadership? And during the month of June to August, we will be rolling out various programs related to family and gender-based violence, starting with issues of how do we minimize GBV and femicide and bullying in schools, dialogues on the causes and effects of disintegrated families. I think in summary, this is what I would say, given the limited time, Speaker and Chairperson. Thank you.
All right, I think that's where we'd leave it for this evening. I will allow the Speaker of Council, Councillor Nongceba Molwele, to continue on the Zoom platform, on other social media platform. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. That's where we leave it for now.
Thank you very much, Moshe. Thank you to both the FM and thank you to the listeners. Thank you very much. Maybe let us continue with questions. Doc, you will also assist in terms of co-chairing, if you don't mind. But I think carrying on the questions, if Dean Mr. Dlwati could just tell the citizens of Johannesburg, why is it important for the citizens themselves and communities to join the MRM?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you, Father Mkachwa, to acknowledge you. The Speaker, together with the Chairperson of MRM, have outlined the social ills that we face as society, we face as families, and we face as communities. And I think it is imperative that we therefore, as individuals and as formations and as a collective, we begin to be part of the solution in the journey of transforming the moral decay or the moral fiber of society. So the important thing is that when you participate and become part of the MRM, you become part of the solution. You become part of the transformation journey. You become and follow the words of Nelson Mandela, as he said, it is in our hands. We can no longer continue to complain about the moral decay and sit in the comforts of our own homes and own offices, but it is about standing up and becoming part of the movement that is intentional about transforming the status quo. But the second point, it is being part of initiatives and programs that are aimed at building and instilling good and sound moral values and norms in society. So it is being part of the movement that is serious about shaping the values, shaping the norms in society that are going to be rooted and grounded on the spirit of Ubuntu, to understand that we are interdependent as a people as a whole, but also rooted on the theological understanding that says Imago Dei, in other words, that recognizes we are all created in the image of God, and therefore should continue to see God in one another, and therefore that should transform in the way we treat one another, in the way we behave in society, in the way we carry ourselves, and in the way we actually speak. So it would be part of the movement that upholds the values of honesty, integrity, respect, sound family values, and strive for justice. And there are two ways of being involved in this movement. The first one for me is committing yourself as an individual to embody the values and the norms that are in line with the moral regeneration. But secondly, it is us being involved as formations and communities to actually make sure that these values become a living reality in our own formations, in our own institutions, whether it's religious, family, communities, whether it is business, it is in politics, it is in the public sector, it is in the education sector, it is in the youth sector. It is about us committing ourselves, not only to be advocates, but to embody and live these values in our lives. So in other words, it is about choosing to be an ambassador of sound and good moral values, choosing to be an icon of sound and good moral values within your families and society and all stakeholders. So it is important to transform our communities in South Africa. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dean. Doc, do you want to take the baton?
Well, Speaker, no, let's give more time to the veterans on this topic. Diabona ufata umkhathwa phayana amagqala noko kwezinto. Let's give them more time.
Okay. Yes, and then, yeah, Father. Please unmute, Father. Please unmute. You are still muted.
Oh, shucks.
Okay, he's still muted.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now, Father Mkhatshwa.
Oh, thank you very much. Madam Speaker, you must be a cowboy, because I did not attend the greater part of this, wonderful webinar and so on and so on. And so in other words, I was not really prepared to make any input. I decided to at least log in, even if it was just at the tail end of your program, for two reasons. One, I've been saying to Neo, after he briefed me about the city of Johannesburg MRM, I said to him, you know what, Neo?
Okay.
This committee.
It looks like we have lost. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay. Yes, I said to Neo, but can't we take the Johannesburg city model of MRM to be an example for the country as a whole? Because I'm so impressed by its membership, the people that serve on that committee. They are not just a little pickaninny PND committee. But these are people of quality. These are people of commitment, as we have already said. And these are people that can assist us going forward. And probably Neo must have shared with you that before the end of this year, MRM is planning to organize a nationwide report back to the nation. Because we're given a mandate in 2002, we owe it to the nation to go back. And perhaps then we can use, I'm sorry, Johannesburg, abuse you as a vehicle for us to prepare for that great event. So mine, therefore, is just to say, Madam Speaker, I salute you. I think you are setting a very, very, very wonderful example. And I also hope that because your main mandate is to be a conduit between the council, the municipality, and society as a whole, that God will protect you, guide you, and that you will continue with this kind of wonderful commitment that we really appreciate so much. And I apologize, as I say, for coming at the tail end of everything. It's just that I must make this confession. Salga, I was a chairperson of Salga for a number of years, and they've just asked me to play a particular role. So instead of joining you at 6 o'clock, I also had to do something for Salga Nation. But I just thought, even if it's only for 2 minutes, right at the end of this wonderful occasion, let me say to you, halala, Johannesburg, City, MRM, we salute you. We wish you everything of the best, and please continue also to be our instrument, which will take MRM to its rightful place countrywide, not only just in Johannesburg, not only just in Gauteng, but countrywide. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good luck to you, and I salute you.
Halala, halala, Johannesburg, MRM, halala. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Father Mkhatshwa, for those blessings and those words of wisdom. Indeed, may God bless our country. May God bless our city of Johannesburg. Thank you very much. It will be very unfair for us not to hear what are the views from our viewers and our listeners on different platforms. I'm just going to give 2 minutes. I know we are pressed for time. I'm just going to give 2 or 3 minutes to Sipho just to go through the viewers.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and and thank you very much, Dr. Nyati, for the platform. We've got Nandi Pazonela saying Father Mkhatshwa, clapping hands for him. And Bishop Simpiwe A. Duma says, I like this. I've got Rifilwe who says, wow, Madam Speaker, this is so amazing. Keep up the good work. We have Teboho who is also saying, we are so proud of the city of Johannesburg. We are so proud of you, Madam Speaker. The issues of morality are indeed issues we need to be discussing, and keep up the good work. Those are the comments I've got for now, Madam Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to our viewers and our listeners. Indeed, together we shall combat the moral decay in us, in our city, and ultimately in our country, as Father Mkhatshwa has really blessed us. I'm going to be with you at the Salga's assembly, Father Mkhatshwa. I'm also attending. I'm joining there this evening after here. Thank you very much. And thank you very much. Maybe it will be important for Quresh Isaacs, Mr. Isaacs, just to take the citizens through on what process or processes can communities who want to join the regional structures of the MRM follow, and also how can our citizens support this initiative? Because as I said, that if we are working together as a nation, indeed we shall reduce the acts of moral decay. We shall build a better society. So what are the processes, Mr. Isaacs? Is Mr. Isaacs still around? Klaga?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, Madam Speaker, Quresh is here. Quresh, please can you unmute yourself? Quresh, are you there?
I think let's move on.
Okay, he is unmuted. He's unmuted, Doc.
Yes.
Hello, Nhlaka. He's unmuted, but we can't hear him.
Okay.
Okay, we can move on, Madam Speaker. But perhaps just to mention that the communities who would like to get involved may send an email to Quresh himself on qureshi at joburg.org.za. That is Quresh, Qureishi at Joburg, joburg.org.za. As well as on our online platforms, which is the City of Johannesburg, as well as Madam Speaker's pages, and Sipho Masihwa as well. Thanks,
Okay.
Madam Speaker.
All right, thank you very much, Nhlaga. It will be a big mistake not to hear from the voice of young people, their views about moral regeneration movement. And I'm going to give this opportunity just 2 minutes before we close to our junior mayor, Katlego Matsaba.
You are breaking, speaker.
All right. Thank you very much. I was saying it will be a big mistake not to hear a voice of our young people, our future leaders. I'm going to request the junior mayor, Ms. Katlego Matsaba, just to tell us and the community of Johannesburg about the views of young people in relation to MRM. Am I audible?
Yes, Madam Speaker, we heard you.
Okay. Junior Mayor? Unmute, Katlego. Please unmute. Yes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Katlego Matsaba, and I'm the junior mayor of Johannesburg, an aspiring entrepreneur and future visionary. And regarding the MRM, I feel like the legacy of the apartheid has manifested itself in different ways. The black-on-black violence persisted despite the achievement of democracy. People were killing one another. Women abuse escalated, young people exposed to drugs, teenagers falling pregnant, and any more atrocities persisted. And I feel like as the youth, we have economic power, real power, and psychological power. Together, we can basically impact the present and ignite an exciting for the future. And The fight is never done, especially with crises that we are currently facing, and that is gender-based violence, COVID-19, teenage pregnancy, and so forth. And the 1976 youth marked an important moment and taught us an important lesson. No matter where you are or how strong the forces against you, we use what we have to seek change. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much. That was the voice of young people, our young mayor. Thank you very much. I see Councillor Sifumba is clapping hands for you. Thank you so much. May I, thank you. Okay, Kuresh, I think Nhlaga has represented you, unless there is something that Nhlaga has missed in terms of the process. Okay.
Madam Speaker, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Isaacs.
Thank you. I think she's covered me well. I think just the one challenge that I need to note is the regional structures that we're going to set up. I think that's going to be one of the challenges that we're going to address as soon as this month, and we're giving ourselves a bit of time because we want to copy or we want to duplicate what is currently central into the regions, and also use this opportunity to send out an invitation to communities out there to participate in this moral regeneration. As they can see tonight, it's live, it's real, it's happening. So we want to ask communities to participate from our side as administration, and the speaker has requested that the regional officers and the regional staff in the legislature assist with the secretariat. So communities will not be bogged down with administration. So that will be our responsibility in every region. So yeah, we hope that people will come on board so that we can tackle this moral regeneration and ensure that it is citywide. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
All right, thank you very much. Chairperson, before I call upon Umamu Uthandi Mara to do the vote of thanks, Chairperson, Mrs. Ndamase, just your parting words.
We do have a chance of European qualification, but getting Europa League spots, but it's a tall order.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I will just be brief. Thank you for all the people who have logged in here. And we see the comments even on the chat here, the encouraging comments. We hope really the communities will be able to work with us to take this movement forward. Should anyone forget all that we have said, can you please just remember the 4 things I'm going to say. 1, RDP of the soul, as Dr. Mandela said, social cohesion, nation building, and safe communities. That is our hashtag as Moral Regeneration City of Johannesburg. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Thank you very much. Mrs. Thandi Mara, if you could just take the platform and do vote of thanks and thank everybody who is here. I see Nomvuyo is also here. We really appreciate you, ma'am. And we promise to the citizens of Johannesburg that next time we shall also unpack. We will also request members of MRM, the portfolio leaders, to come and unpack their plans and unpack their portfolios with more time, because I see here that the citizens would like to know more about moral regeneration movement. But as we shape our society, as I said, let us really work together. Mamu Thandi Mara.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Firstly, we really appreciate you as a patron and sponsor for this program. You have always been there since the inception of MRM in Johannesburg. I would further like to thank what you regard as veteran Father Mkhatshwa for even allowing you to hijack him tonight and say a few words to encourage this committee. I thank all the social and all platforms that are here, the local radio stations. We really want to partner with the radio stations, Madam Chair, so that as we go forward, we reach out to all citizens of Johannesburg. Thank you to all the panelists, and thank you to everyone who is on different platforms tonight, those that are listening via Facebook and participating via Facebook and social media platforms, as well as through this Zoom session. We are very proud of this young mayor and the Speaker of Johannesburg. We believe that the future is in their hands. We are just laying the foundation now and ensuring that at least we live a peaceful society in Johannesburg that is corruption-free, that is gender-based violence-free, that has no poverty, that has got equality. So we believe that this partnership with young people is going to take us far. We believe that what this MRM is standing for in terms of human rights and equality and dealing with fighting with the decay, moral decay, is going to really make the whole country be a better place to live on. Thank you so much for everybody that participated this evening. Let's go forward, let's march together. This movement is for everybody, is open to everyone. Let's all participate, let's make it better for all of us and for our children. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Mara. Doc?
Speaker?
Yes, Doc?
Yes, no. No, I just want to thank all the people who are sacrificing and volunteering their time to actually help our country to find the right campus. We are really going astray as a country in many ways, especially at a leadership level, whether we're talking business, we're talking government, generally as a country, we definitely do need to rediscover the right campus morally and ethically. So may this moral regeneration movement grow from strength to strength, and it be taken down to the lower levels of society, speaking language that people understand. So we need to unpack it and make it practical at a lower level. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much to all the participants. You have already been appreciated and thanked by Mrs. Mara as well as Dr. Nyati. We really appreciate the presentations. Zesuliwe, wow, that was powerful. Chairperson, Mrs. Ndamase, wow, that was powerful. Nonhlanhla Sifumba, wow, that was powerful. You also look very young. I don't know, there's something that you have done. You look very young and beautiful this evening. And everybody who has really presented, we appreciate you as you have already been appreciated. And we have come to the end of the show. Next time we will unpack, as I said, that we will have to unpack to the Dean. Thank you very much, Dean, for the presentation, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Speaker.
Very much.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
This was wonderful.
Thank you, Father Mkhatshwa. Thank you to the team in the legislature. Bontlaka, Bosipho, thank you very much. and Dr. Nyati's team. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Well
very
done,
much, Madam
Chairperson.
Speaker.
Mamzandi Ndamasa, well done.
Thank you. Well done,
Well done,
everybody.
Chairperson.
Well
Good
done.
job.
Viva our chairperson, viva.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank you, Doc.
Thank you, Mamzi.